Well, folks, it finally happened. Brian forgot to wear shoes.
Yeah.
Boat life is officially official.
They say that sailing is just working on boats in exotic places. If you're living aboard or cruising, that only gets more true. I don't know if it counts as exotic, but Boot Key Harbor is certainly pretty enough that I don't mind doing boat work quite so much here. I hope you're okay with watching videos about doing projects on boats, because that's what this one is about. Alright, so the time has come for us to get rid of this stove. Our oven hasn't worked since we had it. Some additional things that we really disliked about this one. There's gaps right here, and so it just makes this big nasty pit where things can drop into, and we wanted better control of the burners up here, and then we wanted an oven that we could actually use in some way. The Force 10 to replace something like this is I don't know, somewhere in the neighborhood of $2,000. And so we didn't really want to go that route. So what we ended up doing is finding a range top, like for an RV, that would fit into this hole once we cut out these fiddles, and that'll give us a seamless cooktop surface so that nothing can fall down in there. And then we're going to put our microwave down here, and we got a new countertop oven for all of the baking. The following segment is brought to you by George and a Sunbeam for all of your dopamine needs.
Baby, you give me ice and
Why can't you entertain yourself like your brother?
you're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly.
So this is our new Magic Chef cooktop. I'm the first to admit that Magic Chef in general makes kind of cheaply built things. I've had some really bad luck with the refrigerator from them in the past, but our microwave has held up really well on the boat, and so I'm not super concerned about that part of it. And it fit all of the rest of the bills, which was not super expensive. I think this was around $400, and it has the protective gas thing. There's a name for that. The piezoelectric starter is going to be nice, though. It'll be nice to not have to use a match to light, or a lighter to light our stove anymore. But that's roughly what it looks like, and then we'll show you again once we get it all put in.
For anyone who's concerned about the safety aspects of moving from a gimbaled stove to a standard non-gimbaled regular standard countertop, for the record, this stove was bolted in place when we got the boat, and we sailed all the way up with it, never knowing it was actually gimbaled. And I think it's been more of a hazard since we took the bolt out and let it swing like it's supposed to. I have not seen a sea that really warrants a gimbaled stove, and if we do ever encounter that, I guarantee you I'm not going to be cooking. The real safety measure that we are installing right now is a new solenoid. No.
A new switch, because the solenoid heats up if you...
We are installing a new switch right over here next to the stove with a little glowy red light, basically because we can't seem to remember to turn the power to the gas off at the circuit board, switchboard. We cannot seem to remember to turn the gas off at the panel down there. And if you don't do that, then the solenoid inside the compartment with the propane heats up to kind of a dangerous point. So whenever you're not using, so if you're really supposed to go down to the main panel, turn the LPG off, and damned if we can't remember to do that ever. We see the little red light on and we're not using the stove, we know to turn it off, and that's going to save us either burning through solenoids or just blowing the boat to kingdom come, which is better. Is it going already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Force 10.
Gross!
Just for the record, we just cleaned all that, so we have to now, like, obviously, the falling in thing.
Of course, the very first thing that we tried to do,
Unscrew a screw.
just trying to unscrew a screw. And that is apparently forbidden. So this is starting off just like every other boat project, where we are T-minus 30 seconds away from rage blowing a hole in it. So we're sure about this?
Not really, no.
Okay.
So
all right.
basically, we originally had thought maybe we could knock these fiddles off on the inside, but the stove needs to fit basically right in the middle of the fiddle, and so we have to cut them off and then trim them off, and this all feels really wrong.
Well, I found out that the fiberglass lip kind of comes halfway, meets halfway in the middle, so it doesn't look like we have to shave down the inside wood here, the inside trim. I'm just gonna like saw a little bit of a line and then pry it off just like the rest of it.
That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it's done. For all your countertop woodworking needs, one Erica Coulson. This box, when I wired it last time to put this switch on, which has the GCFI on it like we're supposed to have, was a huge pain in my butt to get wired because these wires just barely clear the outside of the box. And so wiring them into the switch was a huge dealio, and I didn't want to have to go through all that again, so I'm extending these wires out. Part of that is kind of a safety issue because if I'm having to struggle so much to get all these wires into the switch, then the odds of me setting them in properly is much higher. And so if I can pull it out and like see what I'm doing and get everything wired in properly, that is much better. Sure this is where we want it. Where it's going.
This might be one of the most boat explosion projects we've done in a really long time. Yes.
Outlet installed!
Outlet installed.
Yay! And hole for the button already drilled. Yeah. This one turned out well. The other one fucked it up. Have to bleep that out.
So what we're doing now is we are replacing these Caframo, whatever they are fans. If you've been on a boat, then you know these guys. They are crazy loud and a little bit silly heavy, and they vibrate a whole awful lot. And I feel like they use a lot of power. I can't back that up, but I feel like they do. And so our buddy Sean introduced us to these. These are like, I think 70 or 80 bucks a piece minimum. I think they go up to like 100 and change. And so our buddy Sean introduced us to these from Opolar. They're super cheap from Amazon. They're $40, and they are battery powered. And so they have like 1,000 milliamp battery in there, and they are USB chargeable, and they're like whisper quiet. Like that's full blast right there. That was that. I hope that was not a bell. Do you see Bill?
That was way
Just okay, I see Bill. Okay, there's a big splash, so some giant fish just jumped outside. Anyway, we're replacing these. These with these because for the price, like you can, if this lasts a season, it's fine. And so we're gonna have USB plugs here that we can just plug them into, and I'm ordering a smaller version of this to see if that will also fit up there a little bit more neatly, because these are kind of big for right there, but still not substantially so. So anyway, that's what we're doing. Lest there be any doubt that even seemingly small projects cause the entire boat to explode, there you go. Just changing out some fans.
aftershock.
So aside from the obvious cleaning that needs to be done, we now have these handy dandy little marine grade USB plugs that plug in right there. They glow this pretty blue color. They will charge our little fans, and eventually when we get the new fan in, I'll see if I can mount it somewhere on there handy.
Dandy.
So no more noisy yellowed K-frame O's.
Excellent pronunciation.
Killing it. I know French.
How do you say it, Bill?
K-frame O. And now for the big reveal. This reveal is coming about a year and change later. We were going to do some more stuff to the area, and so we were going to wait to do the big reveal when we finished all of the more stuff, but life happens and we still haven't finished all of the more stuff. But here it is. Installed stove and microwave and little storage area for bin type things down here. Look at that. Much better than the old system. Did we get to spend a lot of time bopping around in ridiculously clear water? Yes, of course we did. But we also spent an awful lot of time working on boats. And I hope that you enjoyed this kind of look behind the curtain, because it's a lot of what we do. And if you want to see more of it, just let us know. I'm happy to put it in videos. I have tons of footage of it. And in the meantime, I will let Erica take us out.
Lay something right there. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, I almost fell in a hatch. Come back! I want to be friends with you so bad. I have not seen a sea that really warrants a gimbal stove.